Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Trails of Cold Steel 3. Today, I believe we are just gonna go to the Sanctus just because I've already actually talked to everyone. So, we can only go to the entrance. Now, I'm assuming there's gonna be more people to talk to here, but there's probably gonna be a cutscene or 2 or 3 or hell. Maybe we can actually be here. Or not, we can just load in and there'll be a couple stars. Like a lot of stars. Okay.
The Heimdall Cathedral.
Yeah.
It feels oddly quiet around here.
Let's go inside after we've finished any other business we have.
Right. I think it's the ominous music. That's probably what's making it feel kind of bad. The door's locked. No shit. It's been locked for the last every day we've been here. Looks like the emissary's completely closed. Well, they basically declared war with them after all. We have to accept that diplomatic relations have been severed completely. One of the other officials still here will be deported as well. Oh, and that clerk. They really done it. That means the government is serious, and that means we have to be ready for anything. There's nothing left for us here. We need to go forth and find our way. Right. Well, I mean, yeah. If I was the embassy people, I would have, been prepping to leave this place. Well, actually, to be fair, given their strained history, and that's a nice way of putting it, they probably had a plan ready to go, as soon as Erebonian started being shifty, right? As soon as Calvard started sending in their spies, they're probably like, alright, we need to go. Alright, okay, Alisa? Sorry for asking you to do this. I'd do anything for Rean's sister. Depending on what Alisa does, we may be family soon. Sheesh. Grandfather! What are you guys doing hanging out with Alisa? You're flirting with my sister, are you, Gwen? Because I will go Dark Souls on your ass. Rean! Oh, you're here. Welcome. This is quite a spectacle. Rean, you say everyone, thank goodness you're all right. I just heard about your situation from these two. I see. You must have come here because you were worried about instructor Rean. I won't deny it. You know, he is family after all, but I was also hoping to get a hold of the princess. That's certainly worth the worry, especially considering what happened yesterday. Her father was, and right before her eyes, too. Not to mention that speech her younger brother gave today. Hey, Fee. I talked to the two of them outside earlier. I had an opportunity to meet Alisa during the inspection in Crossbell. I had my people connect with the communication department at the Imperial Palace. They're not very security conscious, so it should work out. What? I suppose we did just finish with the communication system in Valfane Palace. It'll be hard to do so directly, but that should be a good way to get a hold of her. I'm at to contact them now. If things go well, you can talk to her. Isn't she unconscious too? With Irina's negotiation with and Gwen on the control, a call was successfully made to Valfane Palace, and a meeting with Prince Alphen was set up. Okay, never mind. Sniffle, I was surprised to hear that Gwen and Chairman Irene were contacting me, but never thought it'd be Alisa along with Irene and the others. Princess, I'm glad to see your face. His Majesty, how is he? There hasn't been any updates. He's still in critical condition. But this morning the medical college brought in a famous doctor. Is that? The doctor who treated Sharon. The medical equipment is currently being delivered. They just came this morning on Rhineford high-speed plane. He should be fine. I heard the doctor is really talented. I think we'll be okay, Princess. And considering Ash is one of my classmates, this isn't an easy thing for me to say. That's true. I understand that something was off with Ash. My mother has calmly come to her own conclusion, so please don't worry about that. More importantly, I heard that Altina and Milliam are missing. And Cedric's speech. Princess, I've decided to leave here and return to the girls' school. But why, Princess? Probably because she doesn't feel safe. I was worried about my mother, but you told me to take care of what I needed to take care of. Now that Cedric's given his speech, I want to see how things are outside the palace. Or that. That's very commendable of you, Princess. It's probably best for you to see the situation for yourself. Indeed. But please have someone escort you. Your safety is imperative. That's true. Please don't worry. I'll have my finest guards accompany me. At least, let's meet at the hotel. I should be there in an hour. Very well, I'll be waiting. Please be careful. And thank you for understanding what Ash is going through. After he busted 2 caps on your father. To show our thanks, let us take care of things. Ash's behavior, the Chancellor, Prince Cedric's speech, and the imminent war with Calvard. We'll find out who's pulling the strings behind Erebonia and get our peaceful world back. Instructor? The same goes for me, Princess. The Inspectorate won't tolerate this either. And we also find whatever it is that dragged your brother into this. The Chancellor? Pretty sure it was the Chancellor in that one. You can count on us. Of course, thank you, everyone. I feel like that one's not that hard to figure out. After that call was cut off so that Princess Elfin could make her own call, everyone said goodbye, their goodbyes to Alisa and the others before heading out. Bye, I guess. I'm sure the princess feels a lot better after speaking with everyone. Prince Oliver has been out since this morning and... Ah, yes, he made some comment on the radio. It seems like he was trying really hard to calm everyone down. I heard the Viscount and Toval boarded the Courageous. I see. I'm sure that would put the princess more at ease. Please be careful. Don't let the guards find you. Are we hiding from the guards? No. I mean, we got most of them under, like, hypnotic suggestion, right? Actually, you know what? I was thinking this earlier. So I know it's not, like, all-encompassing, like, you're not actually completely controlling them, right? It's more of, like... I mean, it is mind control, but it's like a lesser form of mind control. Couldn't we have just been like, hey, guess what? Ash wasn't a Calvardian agent. I guess technically we don't know that, but that's what we believe in right now. But couldn't we have spread that information through the town with, like, Emma and Gaius' his little trick? Through the guards, at the very least? Like, he's not from Calvard. He used the Calvard weapon that he got from a spy. But I guess we don't know that. Well, they don't know that. But he's definitely not an agent. So this war is on false pretenses. And just have that spread? Oh. Yeah, I'll be careful. You too, Elise. Take care of yourself and the princess as well. Get your sword ready. I mean, yeah, you could just join the party. I mean, you weren't that good, but more party members the better. Mother, what's up with Sharon? She hasn't been back since this morning. What of it? Alisa? I know that being an outsider, it's not my place to say this, but... No, you're not an outsider. She did, after I'll tell you about her past. Huh? When she helped me in Crossbell, she told me to tell you if anything happened to her. So that's what they were talking about. They did look really serious. You must know why he knows about her past, but you do not. I understand I'm still unreliable. To Sharon, I'm nothing but a burden. But I've kept the 4th Development Division running this past year. I've launched projects that even you don't know about, Mother. You must know that they exist, but you don't know any of the details, do you? Well, of course, after all, you've made the RF's rule that every division be independent. So I, not as Arena Reinford's daughter, but as the chief of the 4th Development Division, Alisa Reinford, feel that I've been doing my job. Our positions might be different, but as an equal employees. I'm not going to rely on you for this. I will discover the truth on my own. Not to mention she isn't too far. Honestly, you do realize that's some big talk for someone who only has a year of experience, right? Yeah, but Grandfather told me you were like this when you were younger too. I think he was trying to insult me, actually. You met Father while your work had stalled. What a loudmouth. Alisa, are you sure about this? I can just tell you what Sharon told me. Thanks, but now's not the time. I mean, you're right. It would give you some doubts and cloud some of your judgment. I'll find Sharon and ask her myself. That's the spirit. Don't be giving things. Take them for yourselves. With a bat. Wow, she's so cool. Do as you please. You will see that the current situation is far more dire than you know. But see for yourself, with your own very eyes, and don't you dare look away. Of course. I mean, unless there's bees involved, then I'm looking away. Actually, I'm running away. Understood. That goes for all of us, including Alisa. Are we gonna have a pep talk with Gwen? Like, shouldn't you be linking the fire or something, dog? Where are you? Come here. Ah, where's Smitty? He hasn't come back since he left for the airport. Jeez, I was hoping I could talk to him about Prince Oliver's consultation. Is something going on? I heard you received some documents 2 days ago. Yeah, I've come up with a new idea. Oh, well, he'll probably come back once he gets hungry. What is he, a goddamn, like a runaway dog? It's like, gosh, we can't find him, but he'll probably come back when he's hungry. Oh, man. I'll talk to these guys, the NPCs, when I make my rounds after I do that last green star. Which is over here. There's that shy kid from earlier. There's Lufia. Kind of wish you guys had unique... it would cost a lot, but unique models for these NPCs would be great. The Imperial Defense Force it's just as Elise said. If Elise and the Princess are returning, then they need to prioritize security. That's true. Let's leave it to them. Is that all the dot was? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go talk to everyone then. Okie dokie. I talked to everyone. I also, didn't have full CP and all that stuff, so I stayed twice at the inn and paid the stupid tax of 200 mare because I didn't have a shower before I left the camp for the first time ever. I know. I'm Mill Cathedral. Emma and Gaius said people will wish to speak with us. Probably take a while, so we should take care of any unfinished business. Story will progress upon entering the cathedral. Additional challenge elements will end. What does that mean? What does that mean? All additional challenge elements will end? Are you talking about the monsters that we fought? I guess they wouldn't appear here, right? Because they didn't before. Oh, that looks like him. That's where we fought the monster before. Yeah, never mind. I don't know. I guess I could run around like the cemetery area because we checked out here, but we were, I don't know. I don't exactly want to go through the cemetery area again, like the underground catacomb sewer place. Yeah, I don't really want to do that, so I'm not. Yeah, so let's just go to the cathedral. If there's a monster down in the sewer area, then I miss it, because I don't want to go through that area again. I'm the cathedral, blah blah blah. Enter the cathedral. Apparently, we have entered a block scene. Gotta find a way to disable that message. Found a way a while ago on PlayStation 4. No one's here? How can this cathedral be completely empty?
So, you've arrived at last.
That would be the 1,000-year-old dragon girl, right? No, that was Rosine. Huh. Do you guys have the same voice actress? You're from Leaf's Chapel? Sister Rosine? I've heard rumors, but... Wait, so what Gaius and Emma were talking about... I was expecting you to show up here, but your main objective is different, right?
Yes, it's good to see you all again. Please, come in. They're waiting for you just over there.
Hi, Thomas.
I'm glad you all finally made it. The church has decided this issue now merits the attention of the Congregation for the Sacraments. As such, the Archbishop and all the staff here have been moved to another location.
Huh? I get it now. I like your outfit. Kinda look like Toval's. Huh? You're that former instructor from Thors main campus. Thomas?
Thank you for all your diligence, Rosine. I'd feel much better if you were to stand watch over the front door now, just in case.
Yes, understood. Leave it to me.
Roseanne, you want to join our party? What was all that about? Yes, that was pretty shocking to us, too.
Let me introduce you. This man is a member of the Ritter, a division of the Septian Church. He's the second in command, in fact. Thomas Lysander. He holds the seat of Second Dominion and is sometimes known by his title, the Partitioner.
Ritter? They're the armed knight organization that is run by the church. I heard that female terrorist S was once among their ranks. Wait a minute! Guys, does this mean... Are you?
Now allow me to introduce you. This man is one of the Ritter's 12 Dominion, the successor to the 8th Dominion, Gaius Schwarzer.
So wait, is he the 8th Dominion then? But why? Is this why we couldn't get a hold of you for the past 6 months?
Yeah, a lot happened all at once. After graduating from Thors, I returned to Nord and began observing the struggle between Erebonian and Calvert. However, I began to feel something dark and sinister carried on the winds of the plateaus. I consulted my father and the chief, and eventually my old teacher, Father Barkhorn, came to visit.
Ah,
You
that's
might remember the
Barkhorn.
name. He was the traveling priest we chased after during the Civil War.
Oh!
But it turns out, he was also the 8th Dominion of the Ritter, with the title the Roaring Lion.
That is a nice title.
He was an extremely skilled knight who investigated the Salt Pale in Northumbria and trained Brigadier General Bardius. Apparently, he was worried and came to Nord to check up on me. He explained to me that what I had been sensing was called the Gale of Ruin. I'm not sure why I'm able to sense it. Maybe it's because I'm a descendant of those who fought alongside the Lionheart Emperor. I mentioned this to him and he came to a realization, but then it happened. A Calvardian ship that broke past the 7th Armored Division attacked my village. My father was away at the time.
I feel like that should
fought
have...
back
Was
in
that
an attempt to protect
mentioned
my family,
anywhere?
but it was no use.
I feel like that probably would have been very newsworthy. Hell, if they attacked first unprovoked, wouldn't we have responded to that? Did they mention that early in the game and I just forgot?
Right as I prepared myself for death, my teacher threw his huge body in the way to protect me.
We're talking thick.
And as he lay there dying, he passed his stigma onto me.
That would be that gold ore we saw.
Across the nearly 1,000-year history of the Ritter, its highest-ranking members have each borne one of 12 sacred markings. This was one of those markings.
The Roaring Lion. I heard that name many times. He saved many people who were affected by the disaster in Northumbria. Yes, among the current Dominion members, he was the most veteran. And after the stigma was passed to Gaius, I took him to the holy city of Asteria, where he received knight training, hence his half year of silence. And see, if that's what's happened, you should have told us. Yeah, we could have helped you. It's okay. Everything happened so quickly. I did everything I had to do and finished my knight training. Last month, Eustace was finally able to reach me. The power that I received from my master, with it I will save the Empire, my second home as a member of Class VII. I feel like... I don't know. Like, Nord's... It's part of the Empire, right? Well, not really. It's like... almost part of it. We blocked Calvard from going there, yeah? But I feel like if Calvard attacked you, that's a pretty good reason to, like, have a counterattack. Like, legitimately. If you were attacked, you need to defend yourself and go on the counterattack to make sure they can't do that again, yes? To be fair, maybe it was a counterattack for what happened in the second game, right? But this was 6 months ago, so that would have been a while since that happened. The second game, Ouroboros was pulling some strings like they normally do, and one of their bases in Calvard, near Nord, got attacked. Which they were trying to instigate Calvard to attack them. Maybe that was actually it. I don't know. Sheesh. It was so grand and reliable. I guess we're shaking hands now? Thank you, guys. Please lend us our strength. Or us your strength. Yes, I'll give it my all. Huh, seeing someone like him puts us even more under pressure. Yeah, the gap isn't just an age or experience. Pretty sure that's most of the gap. This group certainly has become awfully formidable. Not really. We're still training just as much as you guys. Just take the fucking compliment!
Grandmother! Stop hiding! Come out already!
Yeah, I thought we were actually meeting you here because Emma knew you were here or something like that. Or did she know Thomas and Rosine was here?
You're the one who called us here in the first place, aren't you?
I only hid myself so as not to interrupt your discussion.
Oh yeah, no, their voices, hers and Rosine's voices are not similar at all. I don't know why I thought that. I mean, they're kind of similar. Well, kind of, not really though. Ah, you're Emma's grandmother. The elder of the witches, Roselia, right?
Indeed. But you may simply call me Rose.
As I said before.
I had you all gather here for one reason. To explain to you the background between the Hexen clan and the church.
I see, so that's how it is. But aren't the witches opposed to the church?
It's not as though we don't believe in Adios.
We just think she's inferior to us.
There have been some differences in opinion over the years, but we and the church have worked together on a number of occasions.
For example, during the War of the Lions, or the vampire incident in the Middle Ages.
Night Touch, as Celine would let you know.
Not to
Oh
mention
no, it was
the
what was
fight
it? It was
against
like
the Dark Dragon
Knocked
800
something.
years ago.
They're vampires.
But all that was just Rose sticking her nose into other people's business.
Huh? Wait, so you were involved in all that?
Legend has it, Emperor Dreikel's camp was once visited by a good witch.
A good witch. Not a bad witch, a good witch.
And the novel Red Moon Rose features a vampire hunter affiliated with the church who was, in truth, the true ancestor of the vampires.
Ah.
The woman you now see before you was both of these people, even if she looks a bit different.
Oh my god, that was actually fucking hilarious. Dots. Hey, can you make me a vampire? Wait, you did like kiss my neck or cheek earlier, right? When you gave me that divine tongue. Am I a vampire now?
800 or so. However, you should know that my situation is somewhat unique. All other witches are normal humans.
Okay, wait, can you make me a vampire?
Except, of course, for the fact that they are all descendants of those who once guarded the sept-terrion of fire.
Cool story. Make me a vampire. Sept-terrion of fire? It's the same as the oh my god. That thing of liberal and the great tree of Crossbell. The sept-terrions, the 7 gifts bestowed upon on humanity by Adios? It's said that they were all lost during the Great Collapse 1,200 years ago. They're the things Ouroboros have been trying to get their hands on all this time. Yeah, now for the main topic. That's not the main topic? Now, where to begin? Grandmother, we don't know anything beyond this. Don't leave out any details. Make sure you explain it fully. I second that request. I don't know the details either. Let's see, Roselia, perhaps we should take turns talking. And hopefully our voice actors were paid full. Very well, that will suffice. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but there is a front and a back to the Empire. The spirit veins are directly affected by the turbulence of the government and war, and that causes cryptids and powerful monsters from other planes to stir. That explains it then. As the Emperor's territory spreads, so will they. The Phlomograss and the Magic Knights. Where did they come from in the first place? Well, to begin, Phlomograss is a monograss from the higher planes. It once served as the eyes and ears of the sept-terrion of Mirage. Normally it's blue, but after the incident in Crossbell, it all vanished. That is, until after Crossbell became part of the Empire. at which point it began reappearing in this new scarlet shade. The implications are rather chilling. It changed colors to match the infernal castle, perhaps. There's undoubtedly a connection. As for the Magic Knights, you may have heard before, but they are golems from the Dark Ages. They were created by mages of the Empire to fight against the Divine Knights. During the Civil War, something caused them to stir once more, and they now appear in Crossbell via the Spirit Path. No way! That would also explain the increased incidents with cryptids recently. What about the Society? The Phantasmal Blaze plan. They sought to use Crossbell's false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia. At least that's what I heard. Seriously? So that's their plan. Where did you hear that? Well, last night I heard it from the Chancellor himself. He told me some intriguing things too, but I feel like he intentionally left out some of the more important details. I see. I heard you talk to him, but it seems Ouroboros' work in Crossbell 2 years ago was to bring about some kind of change in Erebonia. Just so you know, Crossbell's Mirage Sept-terrion was an artificially created fake. It was stronger than the original, but the Society had no interest in it. Right ahead as a guess, their goal is to acquire the two treasures that originally existed here. The Sept-terrion of Fire and Earth that were once called the land of Erebos home. What? That once called the land of Erebos home. The Sept-terrion of Fire and Earth. I mean, you get the Sept-terrion of Wind, and you could have the Sept-terrion of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Do they still... Is their music still good? You know what? No. Let's check that. I was going to say I'll Google that later. Let's check that now. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, I know they're from the 75s. I know. I wasn't born in the 70s, but I was around for their music then. They're still active. Actually, they were formed in 1969. Good year. And apparently they're still active. Neo period. Earth, Wind & Fire reached the top 10 of Billboard's adult R&B airplay chart for the first time in 28 years after the single You Want My Love featuring Lucky Day improved to number 9 on the charts, dated September 18th, 2021, baby! Holy shit. So Liberal had the Sept-terrion of Space, Crossbell had the Sept-terrion of Mirage, and Erebonia had 2 Sept-terrions. Hold on a second. Emma, if the witches are the descendant of the people who guarded the Sept-terrion of Fire, yes, then the Black Workshop and the Gnomes are the same people. The descendants of those who guarded the Sept-terrion of Earth. They are our counterparts, much like the royal Osleys family of Liberal and the Croix family of Crossbell. In addition, you may be aware that each Sept-terrion has its own holy beast assigned to watch over it. Liberal had an ancient dragon, Crossbell had a divine wolf, and as it had 2 Sept-terrions, Erebonia had 2 holy beasts as well. However, after the Great Collapse, each of them vanished alongside the Sept-terrion they were to oversee. Huh, okay. That's the core of the issue. 2 Sept-terrions, the 2 groups of people who worship them, and the 2 holy beasts. The Sept-terrions, the holy beast disappeared, and the people changed the names. What happened to Erebonia 1,200 years ago? Let me reveal to you the truth behind the land of Erebos. The story still relies on a monochrome of speculation. Please take that in mind. Okay, but can you be voiced?
In the beginning,
Thank you!
This land housed 2 of the Sept-terrion. The Arc Rouge, Sept-terrion of Fire and wielder of fierce power.
How about Arc the Lad?
The Lost Zem, Sept-terrion of Earth and bearer of unyielding endurance. Each assumed the form of a colossal guardian and went about granting boons and performing miracles for its people.
Show-offs.
For a few centuries, the land of Erebonia prospered. But eventually, its people began to vie for power and control.
Shocking.
The Sept-terrions had always granted their people's wishes.
Oh, are they the Sept-terrions?
But now, Their peoples each wished for the other's destruction.
Oh, are they giant mechs? 'Cause that's fantastic.
And so, the two colossi began fighting. Their battle ravaged the earth and split the sky, devastating the entire region. The humans tried to stop them, but it was in vain. The sept-terrions fight continued 1,000 days, scorching the land black.
So you're telling me the humans got exactly what they wished for, and then they came to regret it immediately. That sounds about right.
When the battle ended at long last, it was a tie. Exhausting their power in one final strike, the two sept-terrion were blown away, left as nothing but empty shells.
If they were bigger, I feel like this could be the start of, like, Xenoblade.
Yet the tale did not end there.
The power expelled by each sept-terrion collided and became one, resulting in the creation of an entirely new entity.
Okay.
The Great One, the sept-terrion of Steel. It was an existence created from the union of fire and earth. It was beyond anything else in this realm. It was the ultimate source of power. Though things seemed fine at first, the survivors of the war soon realized the eternal conflict within it. They knew this conflict would cause it to grow ever more unstable, and that it was not something that could be handled by mankind.
With the holy beast's assistance, the kins of fire and earth joined together to see the Great One sealed away.
Oh, that's good.
However, each of their attempts ended in failure.
That's bad.
Left with no other options, they resorted to their final plan. The Great One would remain whole in the higher plane, yet its physical incarnation in this world split into numerous shards.
Okay.
It was this final gambit that saw disaster averted.
Wait. Okay, so your attempts to stop this thing failed, but you were able to splinter its body into shards?
Indeed. Their combined efforts bore fruit. The kin of Earth created 7 vessels, while the kin of Fire split the Great One's power and infused
The Divine
each vessel with
Knights.
a
Is
part
that
of
what
it.
that is? Okay.
7 dolls in the form of knights, each bearing the Great One's power. The
Okay.
Divine Knights.
Can I get all of these? Dots, please tell me my objective is to gather all the mechs. Wow. This is beyond fathomable. I was told about this in bits and pieces, but... So all this happened 1,200 years ago? That wasn't a fairy tale, right? At the very least, something similar happened. So what happened after that? And why did Valimar and the other knights, Divine Knights start fighting? This is as far as the story that was passed down goes. So the kin of fire became the Hexen clan, and the kin of earth became the gnomes. Because of the earth. Get it? They split the unstable ultimate power into 7. Then both sides decided to watch over the reconstructions after the great collapse. And by the way, many people from each kinship have since abandoned their roles. They joined together, started accepting people from the surrounding area, and created the foundation of what became Erebonian. This is around the same time the Septon Church was spreading across Erebonia. 300 years passed, and the Honor family established the city of Heimdall. That's when the disaster of the Dark Dragon occurred.
900 years ago, Heimdall was a small city of only about 50,000 people.
That's still a lot of people,
However,
dog.
It was one of the burgeoning centers of culture for the region. The Septian Church had finished construction on the Heimdall Cathedral, and there were plans to develop the city even further. But it was then the Dark Dragon appeared, blanketing Heimdall in miasma and transforming it into a city of the dead. Emperor Astorius chose to lead his people south and made St. Arc the new capital of Erebonia.
In helping Emperor Astorius deal with this crisis, the Hexen clan and gnomes each suffered substantial losses. The Hexen clan lost its elder, and the gnomes their holy beast.
Okay.
And so ended their alliance. The final time they spoke would be a century later. It was when Emperor Hector awakened the Vermilion Knight to reclaim Heimdall from the Dark Dragon. He did so at the urging of the chief of the gnomes and the new elder of the Hexen clan, myself. However, the Emperor fell to the Dark Dragon's miasma, and the Vermilion Knight to its curse. The Emperor's son had the chief of the gnomes and myself seal the cursed knight deep below the Imperial Palace.
Can we, like, uncurse it so I could have it?
That would be the last act our two clans performed together. I do not know why, but the gnomes cut off contact with our clan and hid themselves away. In the 800 years that followed, whenever war struck Erebonia, a divine knight would enter the stage, demonstrate its might. Then I was certain the gnomes were involved, yet all we could do was guide awakeners on the proper course. This unending pattern reached its most fevered peak 250 years ago during the War of the Lions. The false Emperor Orthros unearthed the cursed Vermilion Knight, and a mercenary under Prince Lucius' employ awakened the Palatinate Knight. Prince Dreichels found the Ashen Knight, and Leanne the Argent Knight. The four awakened at once, made for a grand war indeed.
Yeah, it sounds like that would probably make a great game, actually. So that's how things connect. There are so many parts of this story I want to question, but... So Emmett's grandmother was around during the War of the Lions? A good witch. I've read about them in fairy tales. As the prince's guide, I accompanied... Oh, I thought you were Alisa for a second. As the prince's guide, I accompanied the Dreichels camp. I remember those days. I used to be quite the beauty. All I mean to say is that the art depiction of me are not inaccurate. As stated earlier, the elder of the witch isn't a normal human. They've been watching over the clan after becoming an immortal being. Yes, however, I only came into existence 800 years ago. My predecessors perished soon after, and I do not have many memories before that point. So naturally, there are things that I still do not know. But there are things that you do know, such as how you said the maiden Leanne was the awakener of the Argent Knight, and whether or not she is Ouroboros' steel maiden. That's true, you could confirm so many things. It is her. Of that much I am certain. She was the daughter of a count who met the wandering prince, later challenged the apocalypse, only to lose her life. However, before that happened, it was I who guided Leanne to become the Argent Awakener. But Leanne knew her powers were too great, so she kept them hidden away. It was only during her battle with the apocalypse that she unleashed her full might, and in the end, however, she was fatally injured and passed away after the war. Then, half a year later, I witnessed her revival. Along with your ancestors, Arced, yes, second in command to the Eisenritter. So that's why. Were you the one who revived them, grandmother? Yes, that's what I would like to know too. After Leanne passed, I thought it strange how her body did not rot, so I took her body back to the village. Half a year later, she simply woke up. I assumed she'd become immortal. I assumed she had become an immortal, though. I cannot say when or how. Leanne realized what was happening to her, so she left Erebonia to walk Earth without even telling her love, Dreichels. She left Legram to Arced, her right-hand man. I occasionally met with her whenever she came around, but last time was 20 years ago. That's when she met Ouroboros' grandmaster, who brought her into the fold. Thank you for sharing this. There are some things that can't be overlooked. Yeah, we've seen too many incredible things over the last few months. So the boss and Crow were both... As I said earlier, we have no idea what specifically happened. I think the key is the Divine Knight. The Jaeger King was not an Awakener when he was alive. On the other hand, Dreichels was an Awakener, but he did not become immortal. He has remained dead. That's right. Instructor Rean isn't immortal, is he? If I am... Yo, you owe me a bunch of game overs, game, if that's the case. If I'm immortal, you go back and you take back those game overs. Right, he's still been growing since graduation. Yeah, I have some weird powers, but I definitely aged. Is there a common reason? I believe there's only two people who know the truth. The current Chancellor, Gileath Osborne, and the Chief of the Gnomes, Black Alberich. So that's the leader of the Black Workshop. His name's Black Alberich? I might be pronouncing that wrong. No, apparently text-to-speech says I'm pronouncing that right. Alberich, huh? Black Alberich. Yes, though I do not believe he's an immortal like me. The leadership of the gnomes is somehow passed down from one to the next, in order for them to achieve their goal of bringing out the Great Twilight. The Great Twilight! This is the first I've heard of it, but... Is that the fairy tale of the end that Vita was talking about? Yes, 800 years ago we were going our separate ways. That is what the chief of the gnomes told the prince and me. It was as if he was foretelling a future where everything ends. Wait, that's too... It's much too similar to the direction the Empire is heading. And let me add to this. The reason Barkhorn and I were in Erebonian was because we discovered an anomaly. The spirit veins were being distorted all over the continent, and the source seemed to emanate from the Empire. It was like a ripple effect. The incidents in Liberal and Crossbell, as well as the civil war in Erebonia, only served to further increase the distortion. They continued to get larger after Crossbell and Northumbria were folded into the Empire, and larger again when the cryptids and magic knights of Erebonia appeared in Crossbell. On the other hand, Philoma grass, which is native to Crossbell, started blooming in the Empire. If the Great Twilight really is about to happen, then all of this seems to be an omen of things to come. Who is this Alberich person? He uses the Masked Man as his agent and hired the Jaeger King, who is supposed to be dead. Are there other gnomes out there? George! Excuse me. Well, your dear rabbit friends may technically count, but besides the Masked Man, their leader seems to have at least one other acting agent. Cannot say who this person is, but it would seem they are talented craftsmen at any rate. Oh, and before you jump to conclusions, I am not speaking of the little brat Schmitty. It would seem the person I speak of possesses a different kind of genius than he does. Dots? Maybe it's the guy with the last name Gnome. You think? You think it could be the guy we know with the last name Gnome? No. Talented craftsman. That's putting some unpleasant ideas in my head. In any event, Alberich and the Chancellor are probably connected. It's unlikely to be through the Intelligence Division or his children. With the incidents of last night, things may have already been put in motion. Oh, why do you say that? Last night, we finally decoded the Black Records that you found the other day. Oh, the Black Records are a collection of a particular type of artifact sometimes found in Erebonia. So wait, an artifact is producing the Black Records? I was actually exchanging information about them with Rean. Really? When did that happen? In New Game Plus, in Trails of Cold Steel 2, and in this game. Right before all you graduate, he revealed his true identity to me. He told me not to tell anyone. I hope you don't hold it against me. Instructor, I mean, Father Thomas. Sheesh, you probably took advantage of Rean's sense of responsibility, didn't you? Well, I can't deny it. In any case, this is what the updated Black Record said.
When the sacrifice is made and the ancient blood flows, the path to the Grawl of Erebos shall open. When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of World's End, and its blood fills the Grawl, the great twilight shall fall upon the land.
And the tainted holy beast. So the holy beast of the Earth people is gone, dead. So it's the holy beast of fire? What? That's... timing's too perfect. It's as if the prophecies were written about our current situation. If the Age of Blood is referring to the Emperor... Oh. And the sacrifice is referring to Ash? Dots. What about the yeah, I guess that makes sense. He's on honor, yeah. What about the Grawl and the Blade? The Grawl is probably related to the Septon Church. And the tainted Holy Beast. Father Thomas, could that be... Yes, as I stated earlier, guys. There's a sacred place beneath this cathedral, the Primal Ground, a facility that was designed to play a major role after the Great Collapse. 900 years ago, when Heimdall was shrouded in darkness, it retreated beneath here and disappeared. Disappeared? I heard about such a facility in Liberal. Yes, there's one beneath the Gransel Cathedral in Liberal too. However, when Heimdall was retaken, the space beneath the cathedral was buried by rock. But what if it didn't disappear and simply transferred somewhere else instead? So it still exists? The holy beast mentioned in the prophecy is likely the holy beast of Earth. Okay, never mind. Thought that one was dead. As I said before, it disappeared after the disaster 9 years ago. So it didn't die? I thought you said it died in the fight with the dragon. It's only speculation, but I believe the dark dragon you faced the other day was merely a servant of the true holy beast. Wait a minute. Are you saying the dark dragon wasn't the cause of everything? Though it's indeed a powerful cryptid, it was not something the witches and the gnomes could not take care of together. If the holy beast gave birth to the dark dragon, it's still alive somewhere. Where else could it be but the primal ground? All the conditions set forth in the prophecy are lined up. This has got to be a joke. Regarding the Blade of World's End, that defeats the holy beast. In other scriptures, it's called the Originator Zero. That is a bad name for a blade. I'm speculating that it's a special weapon created by the Black Workshop. What in the world? At the very least, this probably isn't anything like what the boss uses. Do you think it's made of Zemirian ore, like the weapons used by Divine Knight and Rean? Actually, I have a black Zemirian ore blade now. That would seem most likely. I want to get Laura a black Zemirian ore blade. Rean. Not Rean. Well, yeah, Rean too, I guess, but blade. My brain sometimes just misfires.
Is something the matter?
Oh?
You realize something?
Right now, we need any straw we can grasp at.
Anything at all could help, no matter how small.
Yeah, no pressure, Muse.
Yes, you're right. That term. Originator Zero. Could that be OZ, perhaps?
That's what the Black Workshop called Millium and Altina.
Okay.
They're model numbers. OZ.
What are you talking about?
They're fake humans.
So you finally made it.
Hi, Vita.
That voice.
Vita!
Ah, so the prodigal granddaughter returns.
Your outfit is very fancy, by the way.
Misty, Vita.
I heard you had been acting on your own.
Good save, by the way, Macchius.
Nice to see you again, grandmother. Emma, Celine, and Class VII, too. And thank you for mediating, Mr. Lysander.
Oh, don't even mention it. It always breaks my heart to see a family torn apart so.
Vita! Why? You really don't plan on ever coming back, do you?
That's correct. As I said before, my allegiance will forever lie with the Grandmaster. I can't return to you and grandmother. I can never go back to the way I used to be. Just like the Steel Maiden.
Seriously, who even is this Grandmaster person?
I have no clue. But it is clear she is quite taken with them. So do tell, Vita. If you have not decided to return to us, why show yourself now? Has Ouroboros finally decided upon its course of action?
You're not with Ouroboros right now, are you?
Yes. After our experiments with the 3 ions. The 6 other Anguis came to a unanimous decision. They decided to ignore my warning. They will work with the Chancellor and the Gnomes to bring about the Great Twilight, completing the Phantasmal Blaze plan.
That's...
So that's how it is. The reason Ouroboros was so quiet the past month wasn't because they left Erebonia.
It was to carry out their plan, and determine whether they should work alongside enemies and traitors.
How can that be? If that were the case, it means...
They're all our enemies?
Yeah. Get the metal bat and the stabbing knife.
Is this?
It's not the cathedral's bell.
Huh? I think I recognize
the
it from
Crossbell bell.
Crossbell.
You do?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I remember hearing it right before the incidents in Crossbell, when we were still independent.
You could have just said right before the instance in Crossbell.
Oh, the one from the museum!
The bell from Stargazer's Tower?
But the sound's coming from a different direction than the museum.
Yeah, they moved that shit.
The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. What a fitting name. I wonder how much of this she foresaw.
That is quite quite enough mumbling to yourself. If you know what is going on, show us!
It'll be a bit tough without Grianos. I'll need your help, Grandmother. Emma, Celine, you too.
Yes!
Ugh, I'm not your slave.
Just help out, Steely. You don't have to comment on it. Oh, is that the villa? Oh, is that what he was saying when he sent something off about it earlier? We can fix it. Okay, we can fix that. Ah, Sharon. Milliam, I'm surprised you're there. I'm disappointed in Claire. Oh, why'd you dress her up like that? Lecter, you weird man. I kind of figured Sharon was going to go back to Ouroboros from the intro. I am surprised that Milliam's just standing there, though, given... Is she, like...
Now then,
voluntary there?
let's
She's
say
like there
we
by
celebrate
force.
the continuation of the Phantasmal Blaze plan by ringing in the Great Twilight. I, Enforcer number 0, the Fool, shall play the opening note.
She gave that whole speech that she wasn't going to work with them and she would side with Class 7 earlier. So I'm assuming she's there by, like... Well, she's not unconscious. She didn't contact us, though. Is that the Holy Beast? They're just taking a nap? Why are we attacking things that are just trying to sleep? That's rude. Creepy music, I like it.
Check that out!
Huh.
It looks like an egg.
Sure is something.
Well, how about that?
So, the beginning of the end, is it?
Deja vu.
Purple-haired maid?
The Grawl
Really?
of Erebos. Just as the Black Records foretold.
That's weird.
The crypt where the great power will be reborn.
No, can we go back to the purple-haired maid? Oh, what, you feel bad, Claire?
Useless.
You feel bad, Milliam? Are you there?
This is how my day would turn out when I woke up this morning.
Let us begin. It is time. chief of the gnomes and head of the workshop, show me the way, Black Alberic.
Alberic.
As you wish, my lord.
Kinda looks like Rean. Is that gonna be a connection? Maybe it's just the hair and the eyes, I don't know. Oh, hi George! How's it going, dog? So I'm assuming you guys know we're coming, huh? And hey, maybe this time, to help, you know, not have shit hit the fan in the future, we kill them! Because as far as I'm concerned, letting these people go puts the blood on everything on our hands. Anyways.
Rufus. Millium.
Was that Allie?
Yeah.
Yes. But why?
Boss, Zeno, and Leo.
Azure Siegfried.
And that guy in the lab coat. Isn't that...
The blazing demon and the fool were there as well.
So that's the maiden.
Why? We just spoke this morning and...
Oh, is that your dad?
What's going on?
Why'd your dad look like Rean?
Lisa.
That man's name was Lumen or something like that, right? His hair.
Oh, wait, that was Lumen? Okay.
Franz Lumen, the first disciple of G. Schmidt and the deceased husband of the Reinford Group's chairman, also known as Franz Reinford.
Ah, so he has been lurking in the shadows these past 20 years.
Yes.
All right.
Perhaps
well,
for the sake of working with the Chancellor.
Sure.
To engineer this
That
very
did not
moment.
look like Lumen to me. I was calling him Laughman, but still.
Alisa.
Snap out of it. Now's not the time.
Yeah, get over your emotions, Alisa.
As a bracer, I can't just sit here and let them pull off whatever that twilight crap is they're planning. How about all of you?
She's right. We can't stop here.
We gathered together to do whatever we could to help. Our goal remains unchanged.
Yep, true.
Alisa, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, Vita, what will you do now?
Well, I'd like to charge in there alongside the rest of you, mostly out of spite.
Oh, I'm all up for that.
Unfortunately, I suspect things won't be quite that easy.
What do you...
Something's...
There's a turbulent swirl in the mana.
Was that?
A dragon?
I believe so. Sir Lysander, Sir Gaius, cryptids and magic knights have appeared all over the city.
Again! For the second time! Save? Sure, that's gonna be it for this episode. I will see you all next time. Bye.